July 11, 2022, four bright planets, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, are aligned in the morning sky. After sundown, the bright moon is with Ophiuchus. Chart caption, 2022, July 11th, Venus and Mars join the bright stars of Taurus and Auriga in the eastern sky before sunrise. By Jeffrey L. Hunt. Chicago, Illinois, sunrise, 5:26 a.m. CDT, sunset, 8:26 p.m. CDT. Check local sources for sunrise and sunset times for your location. Today, daylight slips back to 15 hours, losing a few minutes to nighttime each day. Morning sky. The eastern sky is decorated with bright stars and three planets before daybreak, while Saturn is in the south-southwest. Begin looking about an hour before sunrise for Venus. It is low in the east-northeast, about 9 degrees above the horizon. Find a clear horizon to see in that direction. Likely before you see Venus, Capella, meaning the little she-goat, may catch your eye. It is the bright star that is about 1/3 of the way up in the sky in the northeast. Venus is nearly 24 degrees to the lower right of the goat star. The Pleiades or Seven Sisters is about the same altitude, height above the horizon, as Capella. Venus is quickly stepping through Taurus. It is 12.7 degrees to the lower left of Aldebaran, the reddish star that is nearly 15 degrees up in the east, and 6.4 degrees to the lower right of Elnath, meaning the one budding with horns, that marks the tip of the northern horn of Taurus. Tomorrow, Venus passes that star. Earth's nearest planet is 3.3 degrees to the upper right of Zeta Tauri, Zeta Tau on the chart, that is the bull's southern horn. Use a binocular, because this dimmer star is only 6 degrees above the horizon at this hour. Because of its faster eastward motion, Venus seems to be leaving the other three bright planets in its planetary dust. Mars is nearly 50 degrees to the upper right of Venus and 26.6 to the upper right of the Pleiades star cluster. The red planet is about 2/3 of the way from Venus to Jupiter. Chart caption, 2022, July 11th, bright Jupiter is in the southeastern sky before sunup. Mars is to its lower left. Jupiter is the bright star that is about halfway up in the sky above the southeast horizon. Mars is about 26 degrees to the lower left of Jupiter. Notice that Mars is nearly halfway from Jupiter to the Pleiades, although the three are not in a line. Mars is below an imaginary line from the Jovian giant to the star cluster. The Jupiter-Mars gap is widening as Mars continues its eastward march in Aries, while Jupiter is slowing to reverse its direction later in the month. Chart caption, 2022, July 11th, Saturn is in the south-southwest before daybreak. Saturn, the dimmest of the four bright morning planets, is 1/3 of the way up in the south-southwest, 1.4 degrees to the upper right of Deneb al-Jidi, meaning the kid's tail. Saturn is retrograding in eastern Capricornus, an illusion as our planet, moving faster through an inner orbit, is readying to lap the more distant and slower planet. Use a binocular to watch Saturn move compared to the distant stars. The Venus-Saturn gap is nearly 120 degrees. Evening sky. Chart caption, 2022, July 11th, as night falls, the bright moon is in front of Ophiuchus. In 2 days, the moon reaches its full moon phase. This evening, the bright moon, 96% illuminated, is low in the south-southeast after sunset. It is with the constellation Ophiuchus, above Sagittarius, also known as the Teapot, and Scorpius, 16.1 degrees to the lower left of Antares. The dimmer stars are washed out by the moon's brightness. The lunar orb is above the region of the center of the galaxy that has a galactic black hole. Colorized radio maps of the region around the black hole were recently released. Occasionally, conversations occur about the number of constellations along the ecliptic that make the background for the apparent motions of the Sun, Moon, and planets. Generally, 13 constellations, the famous 12 and Ophiuchus, make the astronomical zodiac, defined by the apparent motion of the Sun that reflects Earth's orbit. Parts of others extend into the band around the ecliptic, such as Scutum, Cetus, Orion, Auriga, Hydra, and Corvus. Because the Moon's orbit is tilted over 5 degrees, it is more likely to briefly pass through the lesser-known constellations. The constellations do not evenly divide the sky. They look like the outlines of cities, counties, states, and even gerrymandered election districts. A corner of Cetus is very near the plane of the solar system. The Moon and planets are frequently in front of those stars. The Sun is in front of Ophiuchus for nearly 3 weeks, while it is with Scorpius for about a week, because of the division of the constellation patchwork. For example, Jupiter is in front of Cetus and will remain there through August 31st when it retrogrades into Pisces. After it resumes its eastward motion, Jupiter returns to the sea monster on February 5, 2023, and moves back into Pisces boundaries 2 weeks later.